Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of political ideologies with a tool that's been both popular and controversial, the political compass test. Yes, you've probably seen it before, a grid with left, right, authoritarian, libertarian axes. But does it really tell us about where we stand? The short answer is no. It actually sucks. In this video, I'll show you why this test does not properly map your politics. In a nutshell, this test asks you a bunch of yes or no questions on various political topics such as the country and the world, your perspectives on the social issues, taxation, welfare, and so on. Every answer you give pushes you a bit up, down, left, or right on this grid. For example, if you are pro life, you score a few authoritarian points. If you are pro choice, you score a few libertarian points. The structure of the test is a bit old school, but it's overall solid. The problem, however, comes in the specific phraseology of the questions. Let's take a look at the very first question. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. The intention of this question is quite clear. If you say yes, you score economic left points. If you say no, you score economic right points. So forget about the presumption and only focus on the second half of the statement. Humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Do you see where the problem is? This clause contrasts and compares the term humanity with the term transnational corporations. Isn't this comparison a little odd? So, humanity means, well, all human beings. And transnational corporations are, in fact, created and owned by human beings. So, humanity literally includes transnational corporations. It's like asking, do you prefer apples or fruits? It's not a real comparison. Also, the term transnational corporation to anyone who is politically savvy should come with a strong negative connotation, as the word corporation is one of the most derogatory terms to the political left, and the word transnational is one of the most derogatory terms to the political right. So those on the left would obviously choose strongly agree, but those on the right, even far right, would not universally pick strongly disagree. You see, conservatives also believe that their economic policies serve humanity too. Just go ask any conservative. Have you ever heard a single Republican politician say, well, I want to cut taxes because I want to help our transnational corporations? No, nobody ever says that. This is what we call a loaded question, meaning the phrasing of this question strongly pushes people towards one direction, and that direction is towards the libertarian left quadrant. This is how you can get admittedly conservative people to land on the left based on how they answer this question. Let's take a look at another question. Well, how about this very next question? I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. I would say this one is an even worse offender of the same exact problem. If you say you approve to this statement, you're just saying you're flat supporting wrong actions from your state. Of course, we know that there are people who support their country no matter what. Okay? These guys exist. However, instead of just admitting to supporting wrong things, they would always convince themselves that they're indeed doing the right thing. The analogy I like to pull is that if you ask a Nazi soldier, do you support your country regardless if it's right or wrong? That Nazi soldier might actually say, no, I would not support my country if it's wrong. And you ask him, what about the Holocaust? He would tell you, well, that's the right thing to do. Yes, he thinks they are doing the right thing. So This help shows you, using completely subjective terms like right and wrong is really a bad idea in this kind of a test setting. So, based on these first two questions alone, we've already found out how this test can produce results that place a lot of people who self identify as conservatives to the bottom left quadrant. Outside of having loaded questions, there's also no weighing for these questions at all. Every question holds the exact same proportional value for the scoring. So let's look at these two statements. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. So the racism question. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Well, I call this one the industrialist versus artist question. Okay, straightforwardly, if you're a racist, you should be placed solidly at the top right corner of this test. But under a scoring system with no weighing, the answer to the rather banal question of do you prefer industrialists versus artists can simply cancel out whatever effect the racism question has on your scores, which is, ridiculous. The biggest problem of this test, though, isn't even related to the questions. The website attempts to place contemporary politicians in the grid. And let's take a look at this. This is the 2024 presidential candidates. Remember, because of the phrasing, this test undoubtedly placed people toward the libertarian left side across the board. For them to place J.D. Vance and Donald Trump this far up here, and to place Tim Walz and Kamala Harris solidly on the authoritarian right quadrant. So, according to whoever that made this test, these all the major candidates for the 2024 presidential election are conservatives. Tim Walz, one of the most progressive governors, is a conservative. And by the way, this you have to consider this test already biased towards here. This test already biases towards libertarian left. So according to them, these guys up here are actually super, super far right. I wonder how, in their mind, Kamala Harris would answer that very first question. And also, I wonder how, in their mind, Donald Trump would answer that racism question. Their bias is, quite clear. And this is why this test sucks. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.